Welcome to Paranormal Tedium, and this, the first episode of a brand new series entitled Rich's Complete and Utter Breakdown. I'm Rich, and here at Paranormal Tedium's Labs and Research Division, affectionately known as LARD, I'll be taking a look at the equipment used by ghost hunters in their pursuits to capture evidence of spooks, ghouls, freaks and fools, and other supernatural events, and determine if they're really any use for that purpose. Are you ready? Here we go. Never in the long history of the paranormal and supernatural has there been such fear and revulsion for a piece of wood. Unless, of course, you're a vampire. Ooh. If somebody whips one out, even in today's technological and science-based society, all hell breaks loose. Did you see what I did there? There are countless stories of demonic possession, evil spirits unleashed, and even portals open to the very underworld itself that surround this simple board. But where and when did it all begin? I hear no one asking. Because I'm pretty sure that's not how YouTube works. Is it? The current hysteria about Ouija board use, fueled by pop culture TV shows, horror movies, and YouTube channels, doesn't go back as far as you think. But more on that in a bit. Before I get into the nitty-gritty, please be kind and subscribe to the channel. Also, remember to click that notification bell thingy. That way, you'll know whenever we upload any future content. Okay, here's a quick history. Don't worry, recent history bores the shit out of me too, so I'll try to keep this short. But for those who are interested, there's a great article by Linda Rodriguez McRobbie on the Smithsonian website, which goes into much greater detail. I highly recommend you give it a read. I've put a link down in the vid description. The origins of the board go back to the mid-late 1800s. In the good old USA, at a time when spiritualism was rife. An Associated Press article in 1886 reported on a new talking board phenomenon, which spurred one Baltimore resident, Charles Kennard, along with Elijah Bond and 3 other investors, to create the Kennard Novelty Company in 1890, a company that was to exclusively make and market these new boards, but a board that initially didn't have a name. Contrary to popular belief, Ouija isn't the joining of the French and German words for yes. I mean, it literally is, but that's not how the board was named. It was allegedly Helen Peters, Elijah Bond's sister-in-law and purported strong medium, that asked the board what it should be called. The letters O-U-I-J-A were spelt out. When asked what that meant, the board came back with, "Good luck." In 1891, Bond successfully filed a patent for the Ouija board as a toy or game, to which you can freely download a PDF copy. Link also down in the vid description. From that point on, the Ouija board sold millions and was content to wait in the wings of popular culture as a mysterious, maybe even jokey, but definitely a non-threatening way of communing with spirits. That is, until the Exorcist movie hit theatres in 1973, according to one Robert Murch. He's the Ouija board expert, historian, collector, and all-round nice bloke. I'll drop a link to his websites too. Murch states that since the movie's release, it draws a clear line between previous depictions of the board as being silly or hokey, to it now being the tool of Satan, and opening gateways to hell. Murch also states that it changed the very fabric of popular culture, and that this happened almost overnight. From then on, the rest, as I say, is history. As the Kennard Novelty Company no longer exists, who owns the rights now? Yep, Hasbro. The same company that brings you other classic educational, fun for all the family games, such as Toilet Trouble Flushdown, Peeing Pup, and Don't Step in It. What the actual fuck? I mean, seriously. Oh, and Monopoly. But you know the thing that always gets me about Ouija boards is that they all have the alphabet and numerals for the English language. Granted, it was invented in an English-speaking country, but what if the spirit you're trying to connect with has no command of the English language? What if they're Greek, or Russian for example? Or any other nationality where different characters are used for their written language? What then? Irrespective of language, this whole Ouija board thing boils down to one important question. Do Ouija boards actually work? Can you use them to communicate with otherworldly entities? After all, it's just a fucking piece of painted wood. When you see Ouija boards being used and the people using them believe that they're not moving the pointer, planchette, glass or what have you, it's most probably down to something called the ideomotor effect. This is whereby small involuntary muscular movements made by the unconscious mind produce noticeable physical effects. Scientific research going back as far as the 1850s has recognised this phenomenon. Even line 32 of the original patent clearly states that the pointer is operated by the hand. Bit of a giveaway, really. Studies made by the University of British Columbia's Visual Cognition Lab actually use Ouija boards to examine how the mind processes information on various conscious and subconscious levels. I'm not going to get into that here, but if you're a geek like me, it's all interesting stuff. Knowing all of this though, will ghost hunting shows and YouTube channels stop using the Ouija board as a form of proof of spirit communication? I doubt it, because they're all just there for the sake of likes, attention and entertainment. But what do you think? Have you used the Ouija board? Leave a comment and let me know. Now before we start getting all the hate comments, we're not trying to shake or demean anyone's belief system. We all believe what we want to believe. You need to make up your own mind and do your own research. Here at Paranormal Tedium and the Large Facility, we're just providing facts. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown, and if you did, then please do give it a thumbs up. If you're so inclined, share the shit out of it too, as that'd help us out immensely. Tell all your family and friends about us, and you can follow us on Facebook. If you want to see further breakdowns, then remember to subscribe and make sure you hit the bell icon. Finally, to paraphrase the immortal words of Nick Ross from the now defunct UK TV show Crime Watch, please, don't have nightmares. Demonic possessions arising from Ouija board use are mercifully rather rare. Good night.